Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. This may make the blooper reels, but I don't give a damn. Jay, let's go and get into it. So, big news. Keyshawn Davis has missed weight by 4 pounds. That is amazing to me, and here's why. Well, actually, before I jump into why, let me make sure I welcome people who are new to the channel. Give them a warm welcome, Jay. Welcome. This is the Angry Man Podcast and Sports Media, where we're always dropping boxing-related content. So make sure you become a subscriber and smash the like button, right? And if you're a returning patron of the channel, make sure you also smash the like button as well. Jay, the thing about this that's truly disappointing is that when I hear the contingent of people who support that faction of boxing, and you know what faction I'm talking about, I'm not going to go down that path because they're going to say I'm a hater if I bring up a certain name. So let me go ahead and say that faction. That faction is supposed to be professional. They're supposed to always be in the gym. They do everything necessary to be correct in the sport of boxing. That's what I've been told. That's what they told me. That Keyshawn Davis, that Shakur Stevenson, and we know who they big brother is, right? Hopefully he gets knocked out in September. Now, this is astonishing considering the fact that they are supposed to be so professional. Keyshawn Davis comes in 4 pounds. Jay, not 4.3. Not 4.3. Not a small, not an itty bitty, not he just needed to sweat down and lose the weight. But 4.3 pounds. Now, when this occurred with Devin Haney, there was a lot of smoke for Ryan Garcia. And I know you have some other examples of that as well. I want to see the same energy kept in this situation versus what we saw then. And I know who you are. I know who you are that patron this channel that had all the smoke for Ryan Garcia. You better keep that same energy. I'm going to be on your ass. That's number one. Number two. We have said on this channel multiple times, and we were called haters for it, that Keyshawn Davis is a weight bully. We pointed out that his coach said he was a weight bully. He literally said he needs to stay down there and keep beating up on those guys. Go and search our video catalog, and you'll find that video. And we were called haters. We were called haters. This guy is huge for 135, period. So we just recently had King Cam Walker on our channel, and he talked a little bit about knowing that he'll see Keyshawn soon because Keyshawn is big for 135. So this confirms in my mind what I have always known to be true, and many have denied just based off of their affinity for one person. He's a weight bully. At 135, he's a weight bully. It is what it is. Jay, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, it's like he even said it the other day. Just yesterday, he said, I've been at 146 the whole camp. When he said 146 the whole camp, I'm like, the whole camp? You do realize camp just ended like last week. That's 11 pounds over. Also, he said on Cigar Talk, talking about how he was always big, was swinging himself on when he was younger. So he's been doing this his whole career. You know what I'm saying? And he just said today out there the way he's like, yeah, I don't know how I made the last fight against Dennis Baranchek. So he barely made that. And he said, yeah, I was going to 140 after this fight anyway. So you knew this. You set this up. So to your point earlier, all the smoke y'all had for Ryan Garcia, although I can't stand him, y'all need to bring the same smoke for Keyshawn because he blew the weight on purpose. He knew he wasn't making 135. He knew it. Y'all had heat for Tank back in the day. Y'all had heat for David Benavidez. Y'all need that same heat for Keyshawn. And I like Keyshawn because he was talking a lot of noise, and it's needed for boxing. That's needed for boxing. But if you're the businessman, you need to be professional as well and make the weight that you will be fighting at, to be fair. You know, you can't go in there talking about you fighting a guy 2 years removed from fighting that had a hand injury that almost lost his life, basically, with blood clots, and now you're going to have another advantage on top of this guy? Come on, Key. You're better than that, bro. You don't need to do that. I mean, it's just crazy to me, but yeah, y'all said we were hating, but the dude's a weight bully. That's all it is. And he's not come back down to 135. They even asked him. The lady was like, are you going to try to make the weight? He was like, no, I ain't trying to make the weight. I tried last night. How you try to make weight 4 pounds last night for 4.3 pounds? Maybe 1 pound, maybe 2 pounds, but 4.3 in 8 hours or whatever it was before weigh-in, you're not gonna do that, not healthy. So Key, go to 140, stay at 140, bro. This is a bad look though for him. I'm disappointed in this because I just wanted to see him at 135 to fight a fair fight with De Los Santos, although I felt like De Los Santos coming off 2 years is rough, but not a good look for Key. But y'all need to have that same smoke for Keyshawn as y'all had for the other fighters. It's only fair.
No, totally 100%. And to be clear, I don't necessarily have a huge issue with it. I do get the I got the argument that people made with Devin Haney as well, that Devin spent the time, working in the gym to get that last bit of weight off, and that can be draining and deplete you to a certain extent. So I understand that. And I conversely understand this for De Los Santos. I can get both sides of that. I've never trained to this extent that I need to get down to a certain weight, so I don't know exactly how much that depletes you, but I can imagine that it does. But my thing is this. Don't come in the comment section talking about we acted like one thing versus this particular situation. In both situations, I feel the same way. What I am calling out is all of them folks that had such an issue with that situation. I need to see the same energy in this particular case. Keyshawn needs to move up to 140 pounds. This is part of the reason why they wanted to see Keyshawn versus Tank so bad. Tank is a small guy. Tank could get back down to what? Tank's last fight, what did he come in? 133?
No, he came at 133. Yeah.
Yeah. So Tank could probably get down to 130. Keyshawn
could get 130 easy.
Yeah, Keyshawn probably comes in the ring at 47. That's the reason why they wanted the fight to take place. Is for that particular reason there. So, hey.
Oh, also.
Yeah.
More reason why he talked about yesterday talking about not fighting Mortala, because he said Mortala was in the IBF. He wasn't aware that if you're unifying, the IBF rules does not work. Because he had a concern about the rehydration clause with the IBF. So this just makes more sense why, he's a weight bully. Why he's going up to 140. He said that's where he's at after this fight. He's already at 140, so he's there already.
So that means everything that he said yesterday to Abdullah Mason was disingenuous because he knew he can't make the weight anymore, and he knew he wasn't going to make 135. So even though he was talking like that, he knows that fight's not going to happen because Abdullah Mason is not going to go up to 140. So now everything that he said yesterday was BS and a bunch of smoke and mirrors. We all know that now. Right. But I still like you, Key. I still like you. But
he's needed for boxing.
Yeah, but come on, dude. You guys let us know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, M Sports Media, and we are out. 4 points.